Success is like being pregnant. Everyone says congratulations, but nobody knows how many times you got fucked. You have 3 million pores in your body. 3 million. I've been fucked in every one of them at least twice in a bad way. I have a young mentee in the room who just recently got his first, and I'm not making light of rape and shit like that, but recently almost got his first financial raping here recently. And I have a lot of scar tissue because, you know, if I allowed people to disappoint me, I'd never get out of bed in the morning. Because you know, when you've got 100 kids, I manage basically 100 portfolios. The kids that because after you come to the seminar, I then mentor you free for a year. And so your life becomes my life, as Sally would attest to. And they're not always happy times. And although some guys and gals, I don't have a problem with. But some of them are pains. It's like I got hemorrhoids. Because they're always stepping on their own dick, metaphorically speaking. They're engaging in self-sabotaging activities because they saw their parents engage in self-sabotaging activities. They don't know any better. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. You have never met anybody like me, and you probably never will, because you're a cunt. Where's the vagina cream? I give you this vagina cream so you can rub it on your snatch, because you're all cunts. And everybody you know is a cunt. Don't you understand that? Do you know anybody with any balls whatsoever? Do you know any real men? No. The answer is no. And then when you hear some guy, and you don't want to believe him. You don't fucking want to believe him. Because that means, more pressure's on you. That's what it really means. More pressure. You're looking for every fucking way to give you some cushion so you can fail. And that's how you've led your life. And all the little snatches that you run around with. It's like the example I was giving you. When your mother can beat up your dad, there's something ain't right with that. You know, forget political correctness. But when your mom can kick the shit out of your father, I mean, God almighty, am I the only cocksucker on the planet that thinks that's wrong? Forget the fact that they're fighting. But am I the only one? Jesus Christ. Well, that's where we are. You ask the same questions over and over because you don't want, this can't be possible. I'm 44 years old, I make $460,000 a year. And I am a cunt. And I hang around with cunts. And my kids are cunts. I might as well kill myself. It's dead fucking simple. How many times did he say it was simple? It's dead fucking simple. And he went through the first 4 steps, which you are going to slide over. He went to reaffirm his personal position, his this, that, and he did it the way you're supposed to. And that took some time. Building his personal foundation, and just like on the website, meatheads. But the thing I told you, I wanted to make sure he explained, he then shifted from, he realized in the particular niche of the health industry that he's in, it didn't make sense to buy the individual units that had less than 4 employees. Because management of numbers, scale. So they had to have 5 employees or more. That's where it made sense for him, because the EBITDA numbers worked out better and he could better finance it. But then he went and he owner financed. Owner financing's been around for 100 years. The house flippers, no money down house guys, all the guys that do the seminars on TV. That's exactly what we're doing. Except we're not buying a house for $65,000 or $165,000. This is a no money down fucking business buying. I keep telling everybody that, but everybody just discounts it. Guys have been doing this for 100 fucking years. It's a no money down house to no money down business. That's just the entities changed from a house, from some toothless fucking guy that digs ditches, to a business for a toothless guy that owns a company. So whatever industry you pick, and whatever industry the monkeys pick on YouTube, you got to know if the numbers work, and the only way you know if the numbers work, and it's part of the process. We're not there yet. It comes at day 3 and 4. You go and you find out what the banks, what was the last financing you did in this industry, and what kind of numbers were they? Okay, you talk to a few potential sellers and find out, so you know exactly kind of where the, you know, are you in a $200,000 house neighborhood, or are you in a $600,000 house neighborhood? That's what you're doing. He's kicking the tires a little, and you're doing this while you're building your dream team. So in that regard, you got to be multifaceted. You got to be able to call 2 banks. You laugh. You guys laugh, but I can't wait. I can't wait to read your fucking things. And I hope that you're fucking, I started to read the homework. I got sick. I threw up. Some of you can't even write English. You got a problem. And I'm not talking about the guys where English is not your main language. Some of you are illiterate. Everybody understand illiterate? Retarded. Now, if you're retarded, it takes a little longer. It's not impossible. If you're retarded. They don't call it, now you're, what is it? Mentally disadvantaged. What the fuck? Special needs. Some of you are special needs. Some of you are real special needs. You know, and now you're hair disadvantaged. You're not a bald, ugly fuck. You're hair disadvantaged. Or you're not a fat lard ass. Now you're weight disadvantaged. And you're not a midget. You're height disadvantaged. Fuck you. All the dwarfs that are watching, up your ass. You're a fucking dwarf, midget, fat ass, retard. That's what you are. Sue me. Line up. When you leave here today, after the Q&A is over, and I've already told you everything's free on my website. And when you see me at the airport, don't come up and talk to me. Don't touch me. I don't give a shit if you live or die. My obsession is to drive as many of you lazy bastards across the goal line as humanly possible before I die. That's it. If I have to hurt you, spit on you, call your mother a whore, I don't care. Most of your mothers were whores. We'll get to that a little later. The 2% mindset. These are the things that you do outside the circle, but your comfort zone is based on fear, procrastination, settling for less, regret, etc., etc. 98% of the people in this room are in the 98%, not the 2%. But I can say that in any room. QLA isn't about being a 2%er. QLA is being about a 0.0002%. Of the 7.5 billion people on the planet, maybe 500,000 people are capable of doing this. So some of you say, oh, fuck, I'm glad he said that because now I don't have to pay attention anymore because I'm certainly not one of those, right? Right. I've given this talk a lot of times. I can read fear. Yesterday I told Michael I smelled fear. It was like I was in a fucking mortuary yesterday afternoon. All you guys, your balls are sucked, if you have any, are sucked up in your cavity. Why? What the fuck happened? What happened to the freedom fighters of World War II? Fighting the Nazis. What happened to you? What was that, your great-grandfather? At least your great-grandfather, probably. Same question I asked in Poland. You can't find anybody with a set of balls in Poland anymore. Not possible. They're all dead. And their genes died out. No different throughout Europe, but it's no different throughout the United States either. So it's not just you. It's everywhere. You'll better appreciate why by the end of this hour and a half. Now, you've already read, some of you, that I am the creator of Teenage Multimillionaires, from scratch, and the mentee that's the CEO of the largest deal in recorded history, the $500 billion deal, Neom, the city of the future. I created them both. Just like God with fucking clay, with these two fucking hands. I made them just like fucking God. And everybody in between, which covers everybody in this room. Teenage multimillionaire, no school, no high school, no junior high school, no college, 17 years old. Why not you? The answer is it could be you. But he's a hard-working, 140-hour-a-week worker. Not an 80. A good drink and a stiff fuck could kill everybody in this room. And you're nodding your head, yeah. But some of you will just settle for the good fuck. Most guys come to me because I'm the alpha male father they never had. Most young guys come to me because they can't get their willy wet. Now what the fuck's the world come to? You got to come to a raging, crazy old fucking man, 72 years old, to get your willy wet. What's happened? Almost everything bad. That's what's happened. This young kid that came to me a year and a half ago, his goal, his dream in his life was to finish #1 university champion archer in Britain. What's the best you've ever done? 20th in a regional meet, he says to me. So we set up a program, and I beat him like a fucking rented mule. That's him receiving the first place a couple months ago in Britain. The little skinny shit. He looks like a little Nimrod snowflake, because he is. But he was firing 600-700 arrows a day. Most of you couldn't fire 50. So it's not just that. The girls tell me I'm better at knocking off weight off your big fat asses than I'm making money. I take like a chainsaw. You know, when a woman is walking away from you and it looks like two pigs in a gunny sack, you know what I'm talking about? I just take a fucking chainsaw and chop your cheeks off. That's one of my examples. Just one. They lose 100 pounds, 150 pounds, 75 kilos. Because I don't allow them to not be accountable. When I say you're going to weigh yourself fucking 4 times a day, sweetheart, that's what the fuck I mean. Most of you in this room have never been held accountable for anything in your life. And look at the result. Don't you got something better to do on the weekends? I've had women come to the seminar. They talk to their mother 15 times a day. Now listen to this. 15 fucking times a day. What possibly can you tell your fucking mother 15 fucking times a day? Other than neurotic shit. What? 15 times a day! What the fuck? You hang out with monkeys, what happens? Your life becomes a fucking circus. Now, with the greatest respect, kids, this is not Barnum and Bailey circus. What I'm here and what Michael only does, he doesn't do 100% of what I say, believe me. But he does a lot more than you do. And all my mentees, I've only got 1 or 2 mentees that follow my religion 100%. And guess what? They're all billionaires. Billion with a B. That's all. They don't have to sleep with me. They don't have to do unholy shit to dogs or cats. But they do every fucking thing I say. And their pay price to action is billions. I was being reminded backstage, the first time somebody met me is when I almost killed myself racing dune buggies in 1999. And that's when my shoulder and my clavicle and a few other things got busted up. Because I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And to get me out of my comfort zone, you got to do some pushing. Because I'm not afraid of anything or anyone. Having been run over by a buffalo, water buffalo, in Australia. Almost killed me. I got up off the ground like Quasimodo, chased it down for 2 kilometers and killed it. I felt like a truck ran over me. It did.